Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Hawkman issue number 10. All right. Wow, there's a lot in this comic book, a whole lot to dissect. Let's just start dissecting it now, talking about who actually made this comic book. So, Robert Venditti is the writer, Brian Hitch is on pencils, Andrew Curry and Hitch are responsible for the inks. Jeremiah Shipper is the colorist, Starkings and Comicraft did the letters, Hitch and Alex Sinclair did the cover, and Cully Hamner did the variant cover. Hawkman was created by Gardner Fox and Dennis Neville. I don't know why they don't add the person who drew the character on there. They do that a lot in DC. I don't know why they do that. Whatever. It's better than Marvel. Marvel a lot of times doesn't bother to admit who made anything, except if Stan Lee or Jack Kirby's name isn't attached to it, they usually just ignore it. Anyway, so what have you here? You got Hawkman, who discovers a secret power that he had. Now, I honestly, like, as cool as this is, I'm hoping that the only time that he can actually use this is when he's face to face with the Deathbringers. That would be a little bit cool, because if he could just pull this off any old time, not cool, man. Way too powerful. Like, way too powerful. But I do love how this is a very interesting play on the original commentary on what Hawkman is. Whenever you ask what's the elevator pitch for Hawkman, you know, who is the character in a nutshell, the commentary would always come back, oh, he's a modern day warrior who you know, solves modern day problems with weapons of the past. So they really bring the whole weapons of the past thing into the forefront in this issue. Not too shabby, which is my way of saying, why didn't I think of that? But make no mistake, Mr. Venditti, who wrote this, is not the only one who gets credit here. You know how I mentioned in the earlier issues of Hawkman how Brian Hitch studied the hell out of birds and wingspan and the flapping and the momentum of birds, you know, the avionics and whatnot, to really get down the idea of how these wings should be shaped. Well, apparently he didn't only study that. There's a moment here where he gets the whole, like, you know, Canadian geese flying in an arrow formation, which that was actually pretty cool. I don't know how many people caught on to that, but that was actually really cool. Now, something I'm noticing, this big fight scene, this feels in general a lot more like it's a movie than just a regular comic book. Why? Because if this were just a regular old comic book, Carter Hall would have his helmet on. The entire time he would have his helmet on. And I think, I don't know for a fact, I would imagine myself, I would prefer to be drawing him in his helmet as opposed to all the intricate details of a human face, especially with all the, you know, the beard marks coming in, right? Every scar. But that's what happens here, much like in a movie where it's like, oh, main actor. I'm just thinking of Sylvester Stallone in the original Judge Dredd movie. God damn it. Why'd you have to ruin that movie, Sly? Why'd you have to ruin that movie? But, you know, if it's a movie, they got the mask off as much as possible so that, you know, it's like, look at my face. Here's the moneymaker. So anyway, my recommendation is read this comic book, but understand it as though it's a movie. Guys, I know there's a lot of people who are, you know, looking at this like, oh, it's just Hawkman, it's just Hawkman, it's just Hawkman. First off, screw you, because there is no such thing as a just Hawkman. Hawkman is effing awesome, all right? But more than that, Hitch, Venditti, everybody who's involved in this comic book, it's pretty obvious, as in painfully obvious, that they're not treating this as a second-tier character. So whatever your belief is of Hawkman, nah, bro. Take a step back and really understand what's happening here. These guys are treating this character like it's Superman, like it's Batman, like it's Spider-Man in an event. You know what I'm saying? This is like they are really paying attention to so many details to this character and making new ones. There's a moment in here where he talks about how Idem, his former friend, cohort, and now mortal enemy. And it would be cool if there was a new mortal enemy for Hawkman. Wow. Like, Does he have space in his rogues gallery for more enemies? I don't know. But there's a moment in here where he talks about how you've got battles, warships, you've got an army, you've got those freaking Deathbringers. But something listens to Hawkman. And it was a very satisfying moment. Like I got some chills. There were some chills involved. I had to double check the temperature. There were chills. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.